Alright. Let's build some bridges, literally and figuratively. Kurt, you teleported very quickly there. I like that he's the ambassador of the embassy. And he's just here, just like mortar and pestle, just brewing up some stuff. You making some cocaina, some angel dust? What are you making? This looks like a meth lab. These aren't ambassadors at all. This is a front. Oh, but you serve tea. So we're okay again.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sardet, I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Teer Fradee. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
I like how de Sardet here, and I keep calling him de Sorbet, and I appreciate that that is not his name, but just, you're going to have to accept that I'm going to call him Sorbet a lot. He's a real palate cleanser of a guy. But I like how he took the very Irish stance of, I'll see what I can do about it, but I'll make no promises because, you know, my departure is imminent. It's a really Irish thing where, like, if we're invited somewhere to anything, by default, we can't just say no. The Irish can't just say no. Instead, what we say, like, oh yeah, sure, no, I'll be there. Shall we see how it goes? You know? And then you very non-committal. And then about a day or two beforehand, you're like, nah, I can't make it. Sorry. Or you drop out on the same day. The Irish are very annoying that way. That's what we are. Anyways, we're going to ask him about... Ooh, lore. I'm an absolute lore whore. So, yeah, let's get ourselves some lore.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
I'm not gonna lie, I still want to know, when you say bridge, do you mean like you've connected each other by bridges, or did you build metaphorical bridges as an alliance, or do you really like playing that card game Bridge, and that's just what you really bonded over? I was genuinely hoping to get an actual, all jokes aside, I wanted to know the bridge, what does that refer to, but well, maybe we'll find out eventually.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the Bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
Well, maybe if you were friendlier and stopped making enemies, that wouldn't be an awkward position. Oh, people are the worst.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Teer Fradee for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
To be completely honest, not knowing what I know, like I don't know a lot of what's going on. This congregation of merchants and the Bridge Alliance and everything, news to me. But I do know there's a lot of factions in the game, and I do know that from the trailer alone that Teer Fradee has like an indigenous, kind of elven type, wood sprite type population. I'm probably going to end up siding with them, because I feel like that faction is going to get absolutely screwed over by all of the other factions.
And what of your war with Thélème?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Teer Fradee.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are, in fact, quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
I just love the fact that they're both like right
need
down
to
the
be
street
going.
from each other.
Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sardet.
Because I mean, what if you look at the map? Oh, hang on. Maybe we just take a step outside first. So if you look at the map, yeah, like this is the Bridge Alliance, and then you go down here, literally just down the road, and is the Thélème embassy. Do you think when they're both walking into their office, they just shout shit at each other as they go? You know? Find the Charlatan. Find the Charlatan. Yeah, that's what he just gave us to do. But oh my god, I shouldered that woman in the face, and she has to just kind of take it, doesn't she? Because me being legate and all that. Hang on, maybe based on what I saw of the map, maybe it makes more sense. Yeah. I think there's a bridge there. Ah, look! Lots of bridges. Thank you, Bridge Alliance. I have no idea what they do. I'm assuming they had something to do with the bridges.
Come on, citizens of Serene, come to me. You won't regret this miraculous opportunity. Your time is precious in these dark hours, but what you're about to discover could save your life.
How to save a life.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malicor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malicor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malicor, of course. That being said, It is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take 2.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him, I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
I gotta say, the one most jarring thing about it, I mean, panacea is a great word. His panacea is absolute bullshit, that's obvious. Nothing cures everything. But it's, you know, that sentence that he ended was like, that's not the only ailment that afflicts you. Not true. There was something about the grammar of that sentence that I just found very jarring. It threw me off completely. I was like, I was with your speech until that point, but now you lost me.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Let's see now. Ask about nasty side effects. Ask for demonstration. Yeah, just immediately give up. This legate business is too much work. I'm just gonna go to the tavern. Let's start with side effects.
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
That's my kind of side effect. Yeah, sounds like you're selling narcotics. Yeah, you know, you're gonna ride a high, my friend, best you've ever had in your entire life. Then you're gonna spend the rest of your life trying to chase that same high, but never quite catching up. Like, all right, sir, I'll take 2.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now, I swear you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Oh, it's the next street behind him. Wow. What a leap. I mean, I'm meant to be a politician. I'm meant to be a diplomat. First thing I get from my brute of a bodyguard. We need to hold him down and force him to drink this potentially toxic poison. I'm like, yeah. Oh boy. I was thinking that person seemed a bit... Oh, hang on. You remember earlier when I was like, oh, they tell you how to bind. There we go. R2 and square is a nice one. That's what I had in mind. Ah! No, hammer time. Oh boy. I'm gonna go back for my magic.
Move away. Things are about to get up.
There we go. Okay, combat is quite sick. So R1 goes to your... I love actually... There's... I remember, like... My buddy didn't like this, but if you do the magic class, it actually gives you a heavy weapon by default. I actually kind of like that. He didn't. He didn't like that it... He liked the idea of, like, you know, light... Like magic with some light weaponry. And he didn't care for the fact... There's something back here? Seems like somewhere that you'd have, like, a chest or something. Oh, shiny. And he didn't like that. I kind of like the subversion of typical mage stuff by giving your magic user a big, heavy brute of a weapon. Especially if they have something like stasis where they freeze the person and then you can just clobber them. Okay, letter from the innkeeper to the servant. Louise, the weird alchemist of the Alliance who rented a room upstairs specifically asked us not to clean it during his stay. The old fool must not want us to accidentally break his vials or something. So, leave him in his filth. The customer is always right. The customer is very often wrong. Alchemical research book. These pages are covered in small, almost illegible handwriting, experimenting results, patient observations, and incomprehensible symbols. But the complexity of some recipes leaves no room for doubt. The author was a true alchemist and was certainly very knowledgeable. So either our guy is an actual alchemist, or maybe he killed and stole an actual alchemist's work. And we have his antidote as well. I'm curious. That's the barracks, merchant, crafting table, tavern. I'll tell you what we're gonna do before we go back to him, right? That note mentioned that he has a room in an inn. No, I appreciate that says tavern and not inn, so it could very well be a different place, but I am curious that if we check out the tavern, I wonder would it give us like more options, you know? Gold. So there doesn't seem to be any repercussions for just taking stuff. Good evening, shopkeep.
Good day,
tavern keep,
tavern
barkeep,
keeper.
Good day
tavern
to you.
keeper.
What is your pleasure?
Yeah, his name's Joffrey Sorbet. We can ask him about his business, the medical. Okay, so we can't ask about the room, but
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
I appreciate you're calling it the Malicor, but I think you'll find it's actually called the Bite or the Black Plague.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Teer Fradee.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
Okay, so I'm guessing the Knots is
need to be
another
off.
faction.
Farewell.
So far in
Goodbye.
terms of factions, we've got the Bridge Alliance, we have the Theleme, we have the Congregation of Merchants, stuffs, and I'm guessing, like, the Knots sound like a faction. He said it with a capital N. It was definitely a crowd. Either that or they're astronauts. Maybe this is actually a modern day setting, and this place is just really horribly out of date. I see. This is the tavern's opium/orgy den. No orgies or opium happening in here at the moment, though. No, it would have been a great time to have that conversation with Kurt where it was sort of implied that I was coming on to him. You know, bringing him down into a tavern, into a creepy but kind of romantically lit room. Like, so, you ever feel lonely, Kurt? Anything I can do to help with that? Anything at all? Surely you have an upstairs here. I'd imagine this would go to the kitchen. Hello, Ascension. Okay, for the crafting. So we have Ascension planks, as I like to call stairs. Give it a fancy title.
Locked.
So what are you guys playing at the moment? I'm playing Greedfall right now, physically, right here, literally at this present moment I'm playing Greedfall. Outside of that though, I'm playing Trails of Cold Steel 2 in anticipation of Trails of Cold Steel 3 next month, which I cannot wait for. And I also got back to playing Skyrim, and do you know what I realized about Skyrim? Skyrim's an extremely comforting game to play. You know, it's not like playing a regular game where you kind of play it and you're done. Skyrim's sort of like a lifelong addiction. And whenever I play it, it's like, innkeeper storeroom key, nice. It's just this nice game to play, you know, I always enjoy it. I didn't get lockpicking, sure I didn't. Yeah, I know I didn't. And yeah, I'm still playing A Plague Tale Innocence, but I'm not playing it in my own time. I'm only playing that when I'm sitting down to record it, which I'm hoping to get in a bit of in a little while after I'm done playing this. Hello, room of stuff. Okay. Letter from an alchemist from Al-Sad. Ah, yeah, this is definitely the alchemist's place because Al-Sad is the capital of the Bridge Alliance. Dear Arif, I am genuinely sorry to learn that you have not found the peace that you were hoping for in Serene. he went to Serene, but he couldn't find any serenity. Since your departure from the academy, the situation has been deplorable. Those you had accused are now behaving as if the rules do not apply to them, regularly performing questionable experiments, and there is nothing the rest of us can do apart from keeping a low profile. I sincerely hope that you will eventually find some peace, some place where you can be at peace. Your friend, Invisible Name. I think our buddy, the Charlatan wrote this to himself, you know, your friend, and then he could just sit down and read like, yeah, I have a friend. Anyways, back to the Charlatan. Is that man dead? Or is he just homeless? I think he's dead. He's too well dressed to be a homeless person. Are you people okay with a man just... Does your panacea cure this? If I shove it down his throat, will he be okay?
Have you finally made up your mind?
Ask about any side effects. Show him the remedy he's selling.
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I'm gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Fortunately, we already know where to go. Seriously though, how could he have gotten from there to there? I don't think this man's an alchemist. He's a flippin' magician. He is near godlike. If he can just disappear in and out of existence at will, I say leave the man to it. Unless his panacea, like, does he have a potion of invisibility, Skyrim style? Oh, no, sorry. Damn it. I gave myself 1 point of intuition, but I've got absolutely crap all intuition. I walked into this tavern and my intuition told me the stairs is over there behind the innkeeper. Which is a logical place to keep the stairs, but I was wrong. Oh, I gotta sneeze, sorry. And I'm back. I apologize if I didn't get to edit out the sneeze. I might have forgotten that. It was a big one though. I feel great after it, to be honest. Hello, Mr. Charlatan.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that has found you. Have you seen the mob that is gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he is the one who sent me.
Sahin. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Hang on a minute, he said by the spheres, and I can only assume he means by the conjunction of the spheres. So does that mean that Greedfall, The Witcher, and A Plague Tale: Innocence all share the same universe? If so, that is a shared universe that I want to live in. We could call it the Plague Shared Universe. So the PSU? Ugh, we'll workshop the name a bit more.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Ah, machinations, great word. I say machinations, but machinations sounds better.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace and earned Sahin's hatred.
Also, did you notice in the subtitles he said vial potions, V-I-A-L, as in a vial of poisons? I'm pretty sure that would have meant V-I-L-E, right? A vial as in a vial potion, not a vial of potion. Poison, sorry, he keeps saying poison, not potion.
Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. I mean, the mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps, but you're hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, sir?
Hang on a second, I'm conflicted. On one hand, I agree with him. It does sound like he's actually a pretty good guy who opposes unethical practices and is on the run, which leads me to believe that the old ambassador back at the Bridge Alliance, back at the Bridge Club, he left us in the dark. He clearly wants this guy out for different reasons. He's not actually poisoning people. On the other hand, he's like, oh, my potion isn't harmful or poisonous. Oh, but me, I have an intolerance from drinking it for a long time, which would imply that it is harmful to a degree. Like, what if somebody bought a bunch of vials and we're just like, a bunch of vials, and then was like, you know, I'm gonna chug a shit ton of this panacea and become superhuman. On the whole, though, we're gonna help him leave the city. I am more sympathetic to him than I am antagonistic.
I'm going to help you leave the city, but you must promise never to return.
I swear it.
Very well, then. I need to first get you away from those who want to see you hanged.
If we can't find a way to sneak out of here discreetly, we will have to confront the populace.
I haven't lost hope that I'll be able to help them hear reason.
It would be better if I remain hidden while waiting.
Okay. Well, there was in a discreet exit, but we found that... We never even used those keys, did we? Hang on a minute. I'm gonna still go and negotiate with the crowd anyway, because, do you know the way we picked intuition as our opening trait?
Door.
Locked.
Nailed it. Gold coin, innkeeper's key, metal dowels.
The key to the tavern.
Okay, so we can get out this way too.
Let's go and find the alchemist. We need to get him out of here as fast as we can.
Okay, I'm still gonna go and try and negotiate with the crowd though. It would be mainly because I'm curious to see, can I use my intuition? I just want to see if I can use a unique dialogue option. If not, fine, we can always sneak out. We have that option. But let's go talk to the people. As legate, that's what I must do. There's no... Oh, here we go.
Please listen, I beg you.
If you want him to reimburse you, get in the back of the line like everyone else.
Believe me, I understand why you're angry.
Me? It's not money I want. That charlatan tried to poison us. I couldn't give a flying pile of dung for your pretty words. We're gonna hang him high. And you too, if you're an accomplice.
How absurd! I'm the one who put an end to his operation.
Well, in that case, help us catch him so he can be punished like he deserves.
He's trapped. He'll have to come out someday, you'll see.
No, hang on. That is not... Ooh, I can use intuition. But, no. Super not cool here, guys. No, I'm a legate. You guys are not. You don't get to threaten to hang me. I'm a guy who gets to decide who gets hanged. So I can order their dispersion, which I'd imagine would trigger a fight, because they're riled up, they're pissed. Propose a settlement, that would probably mean I have to go and do something for them. Or intuition. Let's try intuition and see where this gets us.
And so you plan on waiting here? I do not advise that. All of you drank one of those potions, am I right?
You're right, we did. Tasted of death. I did nothing for me ulcer.
As for me, I only drank a few drops. And my tooth is aching more than ever.
Alas, you need only drink a mere drop for it to provoke paralysis.
Paralysis?
A terrible side effect. The symptoms appear sooner or later. No one is spared from them.
What? Are we doomed then?
Everyone. Except, of course, those going to see a doctor to receive the antidote.
What are we gonna do? The doctor costs a fortune. We're all gonna end up like statues.
Listen to me, everyone. I know a good doctor that will help us. Come on, follow me!
That charlatan will just have to wait to get what's coming to him.
The alchemist is now far from danger, at least.
Go and tell him the good news.
Oh, what a contradiction I am. I was accusing him of lying to the people, and then I would go out there and I tell a blatant lie to the people. Oh, sorry, my thumbs. I'm all thumbs today. I just mess up with the camera. I went and told a lie, and then I gotta come back and be like, listen here, you dirty, filthy liar. I want you out of this place. You're lying about the effects your potion has. Sure, I just lied about the effects that your potion has, but that's okay, because I'm a good person, and it was a white lie, and that's a different situation. Shut up and get out of my city.
So, did you find a way to get me out of this hornet's nest?
I persuaded the mob to disperse calmly and without a fight. The way is free.
Very well. What power of persuasion? They didn't seem of a mind to hear reason from me.
You are free. Climb into your carriage and leave Serene immediately. Let me deal with Dr. Sahin.
I owe you my life, sir. I will be eternally in your debt.
I remind you to never step foot here again.
I have no desire to return anyway. Farewell.
You seem like a pretty okay guy in the end, you know? I wonder if the effect on the Malachor that he was trying to work on... Yeah, we'll go to the Bridge Alliance. I almost said Bridge Club again. I wonder if he was trying to experiment on like a placebo effect, you know, where could he trick the body into having a resistance to it simply because it believed it had a resistance to it?
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sardet.
Isn't that nice? That's kind of how you want to be welcomed. Somebody with that awe in their voice, like, Lord de Sardet, you know? I would like somebody just wants to be like, Mr. the Iron Gamer.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated.
Cover the escape of the alchemist. Confront him. Oh, so this is about confronting our buddy Sahin here on his lie. Do you know what I'm going to do? Because we went through the hassle of getting the alchemist out, sneaking him out, we're going to cover for him. I also just remembered there's a reputation system with the factions in the game. And I'd imagine you can't keep all of them happy all the time. You're going to be clashing, but we just gained some reputation here at the Bridge Club. I know they're the Bridge Alliance, but F it, I'm going to call them the Bridge Club. So I'm going to cover my lie.
He managed to slip through our fingers.
Once again. That man is part eel.
We followed his trail to the Coin Guard Tavern, but he had already escaped. All the same, you have nothing to fear. He will never step foot in Serene again.
We'll eventually catch up with him and deliver the punishment that his crimes deserve. Governor Burhan will be happy to learn that such an amiable legate will soon cross the shores of Teer Fradee. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest gift for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sardet.
Boom! Leveled up. That should mean that we have a point. Talent points. Okay. Stasis. Okay, so we know that one already by default. So let's see now. Stagnation. Stasis lasts longer. Effector 20%. That's actually a fairly decent amount. What else do we have? Shadow missile and shadow impact inflict more damage. That's not a bad one. Although, to be fair, I'm actually putting out a fair bit of damage at the moment. I noticed, because magic does ignore armor. So, it's doing a fairly hefty chunk of damage. Yeah, I figured this was one-handed weapons deal 10%. I noticed the hammer doesn't do as much, but I'm guessing that's because a person's armor does come into effect. So, I'm between having stasis last longer or having my hammer do more damage. Stasis is actually quite handy for crowd control. In the footsteps of the... Oh, I kind of want to know what that's for. Aha, here we go. So your points are shared across all of these. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Kind of wish I knew that now beforehand, but well, what you gonna do? Alright, all you handsome bastards and classy ladies, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. That was actually a fun quest with the Charlatan. I don't know, I like games where they put a lot of effort into the writing and into the politics of the world and the lore. These are the games and movies and everything that I prefer the most. So yeah, I enjoyed that quest. Anyways, next up, what we're gonna do, I suppose we'll check out the Thélème embassy, see what those guys are up to. And yeah, so click that like button if you want to see more. It's a really good game so far. I'm enjoying it. If you're on the fence about getting it, as it is right now, I definitely would encourage you to buy it. I really like it so far, and granted I'm only a little bit in, but based on my initial impressions, yep, worth a buy, good game. Anyways, I will see you all in my next video.